Hi everyone, this is Ganesh Dhanokar. Today we are going to learn with respect to the cloud computing stack. Now, here in cloud computing stack, there are different terminologies that we need to understand, and one among them is composability. As we are well aware, that is cloud computing, or you may say the cloud service. It is a service which is being provided by the cloud service provider to the customers. As the service we are speaking all about, this service cannot be a single composition. There will be n number of compositions, and this n number of compositions need to be clubbed at a place to have this service available to the customer, and this thing we call it as a compatibility. The second terminology here is that is infrastructure. To have this service, we must have an infrastructure available with us, because there will be a number of customers who will acquire this service from cloud service provider, and to fulfill their requirement, the infrastructure is the important constraint at this place. Then third one is the platform. As we are well aware, that is, if you have any service in terms of application, you may software, to execute that specific application or that specific software, we need to have a platform which is compatible to that specific software. So again, here there will be a thing with respect to the platform. Then fourth one here is that is virtual appliances. Now, the application which we are offering, or you may say the customer which is going to use it, it is being offered by the cloud service provider, and that is virtually available to the customer. Actually, the competition will take place behind the scenes towards the cloud service provider, not towards the customer. So that's why this is the one more point that need to be taken into account, that is virtual appliances. Then next concept, or you may say the next point that we need to think of is communication protocol, because here there will be two separate machines which are going to deal with respect to the each other. One among them is of your customer and another will be of your cloud service provider. So to have the conversation in between these two, there must be some communication protocol. And last but not the least, the applications. So cloud service provider need to have applications through which they will serve to the customers. Now we'll have a glance about the same, how it will be. Now here, what we can have in generalized, what we can say, that there are two ends. One among them we may call it as a front end, and another one is a back end. Now we are well aware what do you mean by front end. The one which is visible to us is the front end, and the one which is not visible and executing behind the same is your back end. So your this cloud architecture, it has been divided into two layers. Mainly there are two layers, and these two layers are, one is your client and another one is the cloud. It means the one through which we are going to access is your front end, and the one which is going to provide us that service is your back end, or you may say the cloud. So in this way, there will be two different layers. So definitely, to have the execution of any service, there must be one front end through which the client will be able to access it, and there should be a back end which will execute. Actually, the mechanism will be written inside it and it will execute at a cloud service provider end, and it will provide the response to you. Now this is very simplistic description, because it is like a networking. We have already aware about the concept of networking, that there are client server architecture. So more or less it is of the same time. The front end is acting as a client and the cloud or back end is acting as a server. So because each of these two components is composed of several component layer. Again, it is not the case that only these two layers, because again these two layers are again get segregated into different layers, because complementary functionalities we need to provide, mixture of standard and proprietary protocols. So all the stuffs needs to be there inside this architecture. So again these are get segregated inside different layers. Now this cloud computing may be differentiated from older models, because again this thing were there before cloud also. So how it is? By describe and encapsulated information technology services that are often controlled through application programming interface. So here what is new inside this? There are APIs which has been created, and these APIs work for us. These APIs are nothing but the application programming interface. The end user is going to avail the service through these APIs. So APIs will be created by the cloud service provider, and it will run through the customers. So this makes this modifying the services that are delivered over the network. So these are going to execute via network. Again, no issue at all in it. So likewise, this is the key difference in between the older models and this cloud. That is, the things will happen through APIs. Now this cloud can be created within an organization's own infrastructure or outside another data center. It means it is not the case that every time the organization should have their own infrastructure. They can borrow it from outside as well. If they need to have their own, in that case they need to set up their own infrastructure, or else the one who has already set up, they can outsource it. So it depends on the organization. Then while the resources in the cloud can be real physical resources, more often they are virtualized resources. Here we may have this physical resources or else virtualized resources. Because why virtualization? Because virtualized resources are easier to modify and optimize. Here we need to make a modification, we need to optimize, because again huge amount of competition need to be took place for different customers, and in that case the service should be an optimized one, so that it will be able to serve to the n number of clients at a same time. So a compute cloud requires virtualized storage. Again, definitely everything is with respect to the data, and to hold that data we need to have storage. So this is the thing which has been stated at this place. So virtualized storage is required, so that the service will work fine. Now from a user perspective, what is the user perspective here? The one who is going to use it as a customer, what is their perspective, what is their mindset? The mindset here is, that is, the as per the desired, as per the requirement, that service should be expandable, that service should be expandable. So this is the thing which is important here, that is, it is important that the resources appear to be infinitely scalable. Though we are saying here infinitely scalable, it will not be the case, but it should look like in that way. Let's take an example. One customer, the requirement of the storage was of 1 TB. Later on the business of that customer grows up, and the 1 TB which was the requirement of storage to that specific customer crash down, and now it requires 10 TB. Now in that case, cloud service provider should not say in that case that is we are able to provide you only 1 TB of storage. We cannot exceed more than 1 TB of data or 1 TB of storage to you, because here there is a feature of scalability. It means the cloud service provider should provide this facility, that is okay, fine, no problem at all. Instead of 1 TB, now if you are having the requirement of 10 TB, will provide it to you and will charge on the same, like this. So that the business of customer will not get hampered. So that is, this is the service to be measured. Again, we need to measure it, because we need to have the pricing of the same as per the requirement. Customer will demand, then cloud service provider will serve and will charge on the same, like this. So this is the thing which will happen with respect to the cloud, in cloud environment. Thank you very much for watching this video.